Drifting is for the unintelligent.
So why do we let our assumptions drift?
Every project is built on assumptions about cost, time, resources, or the external environment. The problem is not the assumptions themselves, but what happens when they quietly drift away from reality. Challenge 5 is about detecting that drift early before it turns into delivery failure. We're Evidence Engine. Our team brings together assurance, delivery, and data perspectives to tackle a real governance problem: how leaders know whether the assumptions behind their plans are still valid.
Assumptions are not a weakness, they're essential. They allow decisions to be made before full certainty exists. But without monitoring assumptions, you lose the baseline needed to understand change, risk, and confidence. We used a Miro board to collaborate and shape the product. It helped us map pain points, define our logic, and align assumptions, evidence, and decisions into a single coherent solution.
We can think of our projects and our assumptions as like a glass of water, where air is the risk. When we add water, that's our assumptions moving the risk out, provided that our assumptions are valid. The better the validity of our assumptions, the less overall risk.
Today, assumptions usually sit in spreadsheets with no health signals. No one knows which are valid, how old they are, or whether they align with real world data. Drift goes undetected until it becomes a crisis, usually during gate or late delivery.
This is what project data really looks like: inconsistent formats, free text, partial fields. Humans can understand it, but systems usually can't. Our product is designed for this reality. We don't require perfect inputs, we extract meaning from imperfect data. We convert raw inputs into a structured assumption model. Each assumption is categorized, time-stamped, and scored, allowing confidence and drift to be tracked consistently across projects.
Our system will provide noticeable benefits to the project team as a whole. Portfolio managers need visibility of assumption drift across programs to prioritize action early. Assurance leads need confidence that assumptions are current, reviewed, and evidence-based. And project managers need early warning when an assumption changes so they can adjust plans before issues escalate. Our product gives all three a shared, consistent view of assumption health.
Evidence Engine takes information from both internal data sources and external data sources run through API or MCP. Evidence Engine then utilizes Claude AI, which takes inputs from user queries and backs those off against a portfolio, program, project management or P3M harness, which has a P3M risk, assumptions, issues, and dependencies knowledge store. Claude AI can also export the information through Netlify to a dashboard view, which allows the user to generate further queries back into Claude AI.
The foundation is the PDA platform, an open source project assurance engine that's been peer reviewed and in active development for 18 months. It's on GitHub, the commit history is public, and anyone in this room can pull it down and run it. We didn't build the foundation during the hackathon, we built on top of it. Once the data is in, the intelligence layer does three things simultaneously. First, it scores every assumption for confidence, not just whether it's overdue, but how strong the evidence behind it is. Review age, source credibility, whether there's a validation plan. Each assumption gets a number from 0 to 100. Secondly, it pulls live data from ONS and the World Bank, inflation, base rates, GDP, and compares them against what the project assumed when it was planned. That comparison produces a drift score and a severity, high, medium, or low. Third, it runs that drift through a dependency graph. So when one assumption breaks, you don't just see that assumption turn red. You see the 12 other assumptions downstream that are now compromised too. All of that, the scores, the signals, the cascade, gets compiled into a single self-contained file and pushed live to Netlify. No server, no login, just a URL you can open on your phone right now. The output isn't a spreadsheet, it's a prioritized list of what's about to go wrong and how long you have before it does.
Every major program runs on assumptions. Most go unwatched. By the time the program board is told, drift has already cost months. 47 assumptions live from our demo project. 17 already in breach. The headline claim: disagreement between independent forecast is a signal. The substance is inside. Every assumption on a 12-month axis. Red is in breach today, amber within 90 days, green beyond. The dot to the left is confidence. Sorted by urgency, board attention goes to the top, any row clickable. The trace screen is one assumption's full story. Faint band tolerance zone, inside it the assumption holds. Dots are real measurements. The teal cone is a forecast of three methods: linear regression, exponential smoothing, AR1 with drift. Their agreement is one number, ensemble agreement. That feeds confidence. Where the cone crosses tolerance, the red pill, that's projected breach. Lead time to breach is the headline, 299 days with moderate confidence. This is retrieved live. This is an instrument, not a dashboard. The next screen is Cascade. Each arrow, a documented dependency with a propagation coefficient. Directed belief network, standard in risk modelling, novel in project assurance. I've drilled into A046 inflation. 12 downstream assumptions, heaviest weight, 8028, budget sufficiency 75%, then funding contractor margins, staff, and scheduling. The board doesn't chase 12 items, they watch one upstream signal. The final section is the board's ready summary. 3 paragraphs, position today, actionable issue, call to action. 200 words auto-composed from the same data, built on the PDA platform, open source, project data analytics engine, which is peer-reviewed and active on GitHub. This is ready for those all-important board meetings. The dashboard itself gives 5 views, 1 story: horizon, trace, cascade, brief. Every number has provenance.
To prevent hallucinations, we have a P3M harness, a knowledge store as part of the PDA app that Claude references alongside API MCP source data before responding. This significantly reduces the risk of the LLM from hallucinating. Evidence Engine draws data through API inquiries to databases such as Primavera P6 or Jira. Through the LLM, Evidence Engine can also flag data age and contradictions between data sources. Additionally, and/or action, the Netlify web app provides a clear and easily understood high-level summary of the assumption position. Thank you for listening to our presentation.